In the frozen Arctic, where the sun visits only for a few fleeting months, two survival legends reign supreme. The polar bear, the tyrant of the land, and the orca, the ocean's most strategic predator. If these two apex predators were ever to meet in the icy wilderness, who would rule the north? Let's find out. The polar bear, solitary, silent, and patient. The killer whale, social, tactical, and agile. A polar bear weighs nearly 1,500 pounds. Its thick fat and dense fur shield it from the cold, helping it survive the icy landscape. The orca is even larger, up to 8,000 pounds, with a smooth, streamlined body that glides through frozen waters, supported by a highly efficient heat-regulating circulatory system. The bear's large, paddle-like paws help it move effortlessly across thin ice. In contrast, the orca's dorsal fin and powerful tail serve as natural engines, allowing it to surge through the ocean at speeds over 30 miles per hour. The polar bear's sense of smell is incredibly sharp. It can detect seals from over a mile away. Orcas don't rely on smell, they listen. Their echolocation system helps them pinpoint prey in darkness or beneath thick layers of ice. The polar bear's bite force reaches around 1,200 pounds per square inch, enough to take down a seal. Meanwhile, the orca's bite force can exceed 19,000 psi, nearly 16 times greater, allowing it to take on prey many times its own size. The polar bear strikes silently and alone. The orca surrounds and coordinates like an elite battle unit. When these two species meet, one built on solitary endurance, the other on intelligent teamwork, which one truly rules the frozen north? First, let's explore how these two predators hunt one of their most common targets, the seal. The polar bear is the master of patience. Seals, agile and alert, still need to surface to breathe. When the sea ice is scattered and only a few breathing holes remain, the bear becomes a still white shadow, waiting for a single breath. One precise strike ends the hunt. But as the ice melts, tactics must evolve. The bear begins stalking through snowdrifts, blending with its environment, every step soundless.
Even the slightest movement can cause the seal to vanish.
In open water, the bear doesn't give up. It becomes a submerged predator, diving silently, approaching from below. Then, when the moment is right, it strikes in a flash. The seal has no idea what's coming and becomes a vital meal in the bear's harsh reality. The orca, on the other hand, is a tactical artist. When it spots a seal on a floating ice floe, it doesn't strike immediately. It signals its pod, then they charge in unison, creating waves to break the ice or knock the seal into the water. Beneath the surface, the orcas close in, coordinated and relentless. With echolocation, they hunt even without direct sight. In open water, the orca's advantage multiplies. They form a wide formation, slowly trailing the prey. The seal, sensing danger, flees, but no speed can match the orca's explosive bursts. When the time comes, a sudden coordinated sprint ends the chase in seconds. One predator relies on silent solo artistry. The other, a symphony of collective precision. Either way, the seal is caught in a deadly game of survival. Both polar bears and orcas are capable of taking down large prey, even young whales. Beneath the ice lies a world full of surprises. A cold, quiet ocean where even giant creatures must surface to breathe. Beluga whales, up to 13 feet long and weighing over 2,000 pounds, rise for air. Alongside them, the mythical narwhal, the unicorn of the sea, stretches between 13 and 18 feet, with spiral tusks and dappled gray skin. They swim in herds, surfacing through breathing holes, and this is where the polar bear waits. When the moment comes, the polar bear lunges, a white flash across the ice. A swift, calculated attack. It may not always succeed, but it never hesitates. In open water, the odds shift. If the tide pushes a young whale close to shore, a rare opportunity emerges. A calf separates from its pod, and the bear acts instantly. It leaps from a high rock with a powerful pounce, landing with crushing precision. But once whales are back in the open sea, the orca takes full control. They isolate the young from its mother, encircle it, and wear it down through hours of relentless pursuit. When the time is right, the entire pod attacks, using their multi-ton bodies to ram, strike, and drag the calf beneath the surface. Beyond seals and whale calves, Both polar bears and orcas have turned creatures not typically seen as targets into victims of opportunity. When food is scarce, polar bears expand their menu, from Arctic foxes, seabirds, and nests of eggs to scavenging whale carcasses or even confronting their own kind. Some individuals have been observed ambushing migrating caribou at glacial rivers, chasing them into the water and dragging them back to shore. At times, polar bears have even taken on massive, dangerous opponents, walruses. With their long tusks and thick hides, walruses are heavily defended. But an experienced bear can isolate a calf or injured individual using powerful jaws and claws to bring down prey weighing over 1,000 pounds in a battle that allows no margin for error. With raw muscle power and silent movement, the bear becomes an invisible assassin on the snowy canvas. The orca, often called the apex predator with no natural enemy, lives up to its title. They've been known to attack great white sharks, full-grown sea lions, even humpback whales. Certain orca groups have developed specialized techniques, like flipping sharks upside down to paralyze them, or using bursts of sonar to stun prey, all part of their strategic arsenal. One is a shape-shifting warrior of the frozen land. The other, a master tactician of the deep. Two worlds, one shared power, relentless and without limits. Though they share the cold extremes of the polar world, polar bears and killer whales inhabit entirely different realms, one on the ice, the other beneath it. Polar bears are found primarily across the Arctic, from Canada, Greenland, Russia, to Norway and Alaska. They rely heavily on sea ice to hunt seals, their main food source. When the ice melts in summer, they must travel hundreds of miles in search of food, sometimes venturing onto land to scavenge for garbage, eggs, or kelp. Orcas, in contrast, have a far broader range, present in every ocean on Earth. But the most formidable orca groups, those that hunt seals and whales, thrive in colder waters. Near the Arctic, Antarctic, and along the Pacific coast of Canada, where deep, cold, nutrient-rich seas provide ideal hunting grounds. The polar bear is entirely dependent on sea ice to survive and hunt. The orca can travel in pods across vast distances, crossing oceans in search of prey. In reality, a direct encounter between a polar bear and a killer whale has almost never been recorded. Their habitats are separated. One roams the ice, the other rules beneath the waves, leaving little chance for these two icons to cross paths. This is a battle without a clear answer, because each is the undisputed ruler of its own domain. But if a life-or-death showdown were to happen, Which one do you think would win? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming episodes.